Hey everyone, I'm back with another tutorial video, and in this tutorial I will be showing you step by step how to make Longclaw from Game of Thrones. And yeah, here at the back you can see I got my Jon Snow's, and yeah, it is still a whip. This is going to be Jon Snow in his season 7 Whiteling outfit, and this is my old Jon Snow I made 1 year or 2 years ago. And yeah, he also got a Longclaw, but it isn't, it isn't looking good. So yeah, today I'm going to show you how to make this new version of Longclaw. So yeah, let's get right into the tools. So here you can see all the tools that you will need, and yeah, so let's just start. And yeah, you will need here a cutter. I'm using this always in my tutorials, and yeah, it's just very useful and stuff. I'm not gonna repeat what I'm saying in every tutorial. And this time you will also need a scissor, and yeah, I recommend a fine one, a small one. Here's still a little bit of e-tape, but yeah, so you just have more control of it. And yeah, and then you will also need green stuff, my clay / putty, and yeah, just, you know, green stuff. And then you can also use a tweezer. I'm not going to use it in this tutorial now, but yeah, just to make sure that we got everything under control and stuff like that. You won't need that if you already got a not so shaky hand, if you got control and stuff. But anyway, and then you also need a hot glue gun, as you have seen in my how to make Lego minifigures trunk video. And yeah, you know, hot glue gun. You guys know how that works. So yeah, now move on to the paint that you will need to use. So here are all the colors that you will need for this tutorial. And yeah, as said, this is a step-by-step tutorial. So I'm also going to show you how to paint this. And yeah, just go through all of these. You will need Citadel shade. It's called Noon oil, and yeah, it's just to wash the sword and make it look more realistic, and yeah, just to give it more accuracy, I don't know. And then you will also need excuse me, you will also need this dark brown color. It's also from Citadel. It's called Rhinox Hide, and yeah, it's a base color, so really good. And then here we got our only Rebel color, and yeah, for silver paints I'm using Rebel because they're just better, and they also look better and dry faster. And yeah, I don't know how it is called, just look up the number 6, and yeah, or 90, I don't know. And then here, one of my first Citadel paints that I bought, Administratum Grey. It's a layer paint, and yeah, it's just to make it look more 3D, make the metal look more 3D. And then you will also need a white color. I'm using the layer white because I couldn't find the base white. Yeah, it's called White Scar, and yeah, it's just white. So you can also use some other white for the wolf head. So yeah, these are the paints that you will need to use. And now onto the parts from Lego and stuff like that. Here are all the parts that you need to use to make this sword. And yeah, so first of all you need a toothpick. You only need those ends, and yeah, I'm going to show you real quick. Here you will need it for these pieces. I don't know how to call them, and yeah. So, and then you will also need a Lego antenna piece, only one. And yeah, the only thing that you will need from this is just remove these two pieces. There you go, and you got something like this. And you won't need something like this, you just put it away, and yeah, you only need this, so yeah. And then you will need something like this, and I don't know how to call it, and I'm not really sure where I got this, but I'm pretty sure I got it from a Lego train set. I think it was something, yeah, I don't know. Just look up for something where you can put this piece into. So yeah, I don't know. So now to the last piece that you will need. Yeah, it's just this. You will just need some plastic, and I'm using this plastic. It's a more thick plastic, as you can see here. And yeah, you can just look up in stores where you can buy those minifigures, and then there's glue onto this thing and they're just hanging around. And yeah, it's just, do not throw them away if you're a customizer, because they're sometimes very useful. And yeah, I already cut it here a bit off, as you can see, so I'm just going to use this. And yeah, so these are all the parts that you will need. So let's get right into the step-by-step tutorial. And yeah, so yeah, basically the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to make the handle now here, this brown thing. And yeah, so you just grab your, I don't know how to call this thing, and then just kind of look how long it's supposed to be, like maybe 1 centimeter, or yeah. And yeah, don't cut off too much, and also don't cut off too less. So I'm just going to make it, then spin it while you are cutting it, kind of like this. And I got it. And yeah, then you search the piece that just jumped off, and yeah, now you should cut something like this. And also you can just push it a bit, so the hole is going to be bigger. Yeah, so it's just easier to fit in. And yeah, now you get your Lego level antenna piece, I don't know. And then you can also use this side with the circle, but I'm going to use this side with the ball, just because it's going to be easier to sculpt a wolf head onto it. So yeah, you can cut off everything if you want to, but I'm not gonna do that. Maybe I'm gonna need a little bit later. You just cut it like this. Damn it. Where did it go? Here we go. And then if you do something like this and you do everything right, then you cut something like this. You can put it directly into it and it fits perfectly. So yeah, you can also just here just make it a little bit tighter so it won't fall off. But you can also use glue if you want to, not hot glue, to be honest. You can also use some other glue. But yeah, just do what you want. And yeah, I'm going to glue these pieces together. So yeah, now we're done with this thing. Now you can just put it away, and we're going to move on to the toothpick. And yeah, now the toothpick is basically, as said, going to be these two things. So you're just going to cut here the ends off, and yeah, just try to make it kind of like in a, not directly cut it, make it kind of like this. And I'm going to tell you the reason why later, but yeah, first just cut it, and then you get something like this. And yeah, it is going to be the handle now. I don't know how to call this. So yeah, just do this on the other part too, and yeah. So yeah, now that these two pieces are done, you can't really see them here on camera, but yeah, and then we're going to move on to the sword, to the main thing here, out of iron. And yeah, get your plastic, and yeah, this is already almost perfectly. You just have to cut here this thing off so you got a straight line. Not with this, with your little scissor. And yeah, just, I'm not going to do that on camera now because I'm going to be really focused on this. And yeah, so we're going to do that now, and yeah, then we're also going to hot glue these pieces together. And now you should get something like this, these 4 pieces. And yeah, one thing that you have to do now is you have to make this just to make it sharp, just cut a triangle into this. I recommend to first draw it and then cut it, because if you cut it, then there's no turning back. And yeah, just grab yourself a pencil, and yeah, then just kind of do it free-handed. I'm not sure if this is, if you can see it, but yeah, you can see it on camera, but I can see it. And yeah, then just cut it off. And yeah, also prepare your hot glue. Yeah, so the hot glue is preparing right now, and yeah, you're going to glue them together kinda like this, in this shape. And yeah, I'm not going to glue this on camera now because I just don't want to mess this up. So yeah, we're just going to make a cut here. So now we're only 2 steps away from being finished with our sword. And yeah, you can see that I glued these 4 pieces together now into one, and yeah, it is kinda accurate. It is a little bit yeah, not so right glued, but I don't care. It's just a tutorial, and maybe I'm going to do a giveaway in the future when I hit 500 subscribers or something like that. But yeah, anyway, now move on to sculpting. So first of all, we are going to sculpt a square here, kind of like a box, as you can see on the example here. And yeah, the square box is basically just to make it, to make it stronger, so the glue won't break off and stuff like that. And yeah, for the sculpt I'm not going to do that on camera, but I am going to show you how I sculpt the wolf head onto, because yeah, I think it's just harder to sculpt a wolf head than to just sculpt a square onto this. So yeah, let's do this. So yeah, that's basically what I was talking about. A square here, you can't really see it, but yeah, it's just to make this better. So we're going to sculpt the wolf head onto this ball end now. So there are basically some tools that you can use, like these rubber end tools. I've talked about it a lot, and also used them in my Daredevil time-lapse sculpting video. And yeah, so then you can also use something like this. It's just a regular tool. And also toothpicks. They're very useful to, like, just I don't know how to call it, they are just useful. So you just grab a little bit, kinda like this, not too much, but still. And then, here as you can see, I've put the sword onto something like this, and yeah. So I just got more control over it. Wait, I'm gonna give me something better here. Torso, there you go. And now, it's just very hard to make this on camera, but I'm going to try my best. Just pull it all over, kind of like this, and then put the camera here, and you get your toothpick, and then just squeeze it kind of like into it. And yeah, this wolf head is going to be bigger because I realized the wolf head is way bigger than on my example sword, which I got here. It's way bigger than that. So I also used more clay on this one. And yeah, basically just take your time with sculpting as always. And now you should have got something like this. And then you just put a little bit on water onto your fingers and then start sculpting. I'm going to make this off camera now, so yeah, I'm just more focused. You first just do something like that. So you got kind of like a nose, and you just do that with your fingers first, and then later on with tools. And then you try to do something like this. That's going to be the ears. Yeah. And then this just a rough cut. Now you can get your tools and do that better. Those rubber tools are just very useful to remove fingerprints from the sculpt. Sorry that it's taking so long, but yeah, it's just not that easy on camera. And yeah, as said, I want a step-by-step tutorial. So that's basically just the rough cut, and then you add the details with toothpicks. I'm just not going to do that on camera now because yeah, it just takes too long. You can also just leave it like this if your sculpting skills aren't that good. I mean, it works also. So yeah, now move on to painting after this dried. So yeah, now we are almost done with our Longclaw, and as you can see, I added more details onto the wolf head to make it look more accurate, added some fur texture, and yeah, it just looks really nice. And yeah, I'm also thinking to make a giveaway on this old one, or either give it my old Jon Snow figure, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so now we are going to the last step, and that is painting. Now we're at the last part of this tutorial, and that is painting. So you get your almost finished sword, and then grab some Lego pieces, because yeah, then you don't have to get paint onto your fingers. And yeah, so first of all we are going to paint everything in a silver color, just to give it a base coat. Yeah, that's done now, and as you can see I painted everything in a silver. And yeah, we won't need this color anymore, but we'll just keep it, because if you paint something wrong then you can just overpaint it with silver. But anyway, we're going to grab a finer brush now, and yeah, to paint the handle in dark brown. Yeah, as you can see, that's done now too, and I think it looks pretty good. You just have to be careful to, yeah, not just take your time while painting so it looks more professional. And yeah, the next step is painting the wolf head. First, in a white, just paint everything white there where the wolf head is, and yeah. Yeah, as you can see, I also painted it white now, and you can't really see all the details that I sculpted on, so we're going to grab our Citadel shade, Null Oil, and we're gonna wash it black, but only the white thing, only the wolf, so you can see all the fur texture and stuff like that. Yeah, let's do this. So we're almost done now. As you can see, I gave it a black wash, and then also painted on a nose and a mouth, and yeah, it just looks pretty good. It's just so you can see the texture more, as you can see. And now we're almost done, and yeah, we are going to paint some highlights onto the sword, onto the metal, with here gray, light gray, so it just looks more realistic. Yeah. Our Lego Longclaw from Game of Thrones is now officially done, and yeah, just painted on here some highlights with light gray just to make it look more, yeah, realistic. And yeah, now we're going to conclude this showcase tutorial video, sorry. Okay, now that's already it for this tutorial video on Longclaw from Game of Thrones. And yeah, I had a lot of fun by doing this, and here's also version 1, and yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna make a giveaway, I'm not sure yet, as I've said. And yeah, if you don't know who that guy is, that's George R.R. Martin, the creator of Game of Thrones. But anyway, when my Jon Snow figure is done, I will definitely make a showcase video of him and my two giants, and also of Mance Rayder and what was his name, Tormund Giantsbane. And yeah, that's gonna be really good. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you do, be sure to check out my other tutorials, like my how to extend Lego bodies, how to make a little bit shorter but still movable Lego legs. You can see all those in the playlist that I made. And yeah, also be sure to check out my latest video. It's the Daredevil time-lapse part 2. And yeah, there you can see how I make customs in a time-lapse, and I think that's pretty interesting. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.